what happened in the crypto market over the past 24 hours, and is it too late to jump into the market? We're going to find out in today's video. So stay tuned because we're going to be going over Bitcoin, Ethereum, Bitcoin dominance, and then two of the indicators that you can kind of use to gauge the markets a little bit better. So let's get right into it. All right, so starting off, Bitcoin made a new all-time high. I've heard quite a few influencers on Twitter and on Instagram saying, Bitcoin is going to keep breaking up, Bitcoin to 200K. Well, personally, I don't think Bitcoin is going to get to 200K, but I think based off what I've been seeing from more reputable people in the industry that have made really good calls, for example, Pablo Human, and then you have Crypto Wizard, right? We can be looking for about 125K, right? So Pablo Human has been calling for a breakout top for quite a while now, and to some degree we were kind of expecting it Bitcoin to pull back a little bit below this trend line. So let me see if I can get in a little bit closer here. Yeah, we were expecting Bitcoin to pull back a little bit below this trend line once again and then make a final breakout, but as we can see, it had other ideas. So I guess while everyone was sidelined, this is what I decided to do. So getting into that now, as I said, targets for Bitcoin is about 125K, and right now obviously there's no resistance holding it back, whether it could be some news or whatever, like maybe those will affect its progress over time. But as we can see, Bitcoin still has some way to go, although I'm pretty sure if you're investing right now, you wouldn't want to invest in Bitcoin because you're not really going to make any crazy returns. Now, as for Bitcoin dominance, we can see with the push up that we've also achieved a slight pullback, right? So with that being said, I've had this trend line marked up for a little while now. Let me go to the 5-day time frame. We're gonna make this really quick. Yes, I've had this trend line marked up now, and you can see that price is right about there. We had a quick breakthrough, but then it quickly returned. I think this was around when, like, towards when Trump was coming into power, like I think when his inauguration or whatever. Yeah, so pretty much we can see that if we're going for a one-to-one with a trend line, like we'd still have some more upside, but I think the difference right now is negligible because I think almost all alts have bottomed out, so it would be a really good time to invest. And as you can see for ETH hasn't broken its all-time high, or it's a good way away from there, to be fair with you, because its all-time high is at like 4,800 and it's literally just at 2,900. It broke 3,000 last night when Bitcoin was making its rally up. But as you can see, ETH still has some way to go. So now moving over into the total market cap of everything excluding Bitcoin and ETH, we can also see where price hasn't broken above these levels as yet. So really and truly a good indicator for when alts will start to run, because pretty much we've been in a bull run for a little while now, a long while actually, but alts and ETH and all the other tokens haven't really caught up to that as yet. So usually what happened even from the previous cycle, Bitcoin broke its all-time high, and then after it broke its all-time high and it started to come back down after it had its blow off top, that's when the money started rolling over, and that's when Bitcoin dominance started to take a dive, and then ETH versus Bitcoin started to shoot up, and that's what we're really looking for. So pretty much it's the same thing here for everything excluding the top 10 coins. So that's like Solana. I'm not sure if Avalanche is still in the top 10, but Bitcoin, Ethereum, all those top coins, right? This is the market cap of everything except for those, and as you can see, there's still a really good way before it all breaks up. So essentially, is it too late to get into the market? No. However, you also need to make haste while you can, because once it starts running, people are going to start FOMO, and then the really good returns that you can make initially is all going to go away. So yeah, it's not too late to get in, and there's quite a few indicators or charts that you can kind of use to gauge where the markets are at. So with that being said, as you can see, Bitcoin not at its target as yet, or its target, right? Because it could top out at any point, right? Bitcoin dominance, it still has a lot of movement to do before we really start to see any crazy run. As you can see right here, it hasn't even broken this trend line that I marked up, and then ETH hasn't reached its all-time high as yet. So when we take all of those factors into place, and matter of fact, we can even look at the ETH versus Bitcoin chart. Let's see. Yeah, so well, this is ETH versus Bitcoin. Yeah, so as we can see, it's still in a massive downtrend, right? So even for charts like these, we want to see them starting to trend up, breaking out, breaking all-time highs. Well, maybe not breaking all-time high, but at least see a bullish structure, and we have no sign of that just yet. I mean, we had this crazy pullback right here at the bottom, but there's still some way to go. So yeah, that's it for today's video. It's not too late, get your money in, buy up your tokens, and at least even if we don't reach the moon, based on how bottomed out the entire market is, you'll make some pretty good returns.